Hello everyone, it's Anna, also known as Book Anna, and today I have a video that is going to be about some new releases of fall 2024. I gathered about 20 books that I'm really interested in and that I would love to get my hands on at some point from when they will be released, of course. So it's just September and October, as it turns out, that I found all of these books, and I'm going to just say 1 to 2 sentences about each of the book. I wrote it down, so I will be looking at my screen. But yeah, I'm just going to say a couple of sentences about each book. I'm going to tell you when it will be released, and that's it. I just wanted to do a quick video. The first book is called We Came to Welcome You by Vincent Tirado, and it will be released 3rd of September 2024. I will not read you summary of the book because they're too long. I just put summary in like 1 sentence each. And my sentence is: a couple moves to new neighborhood and people are a bit too friendly. House horror thriller queer. So that's what I gathered from summary. I hope my 1 sentences will intrigue you to pick up some of them at least. The next book I have is So Thirsty by Rachel Harrison, and it will come out 10th of September 2024. For this one, I put down a sentence: 2 friends on a vacation party with strangers and then get bloody consequences. Vampire horror. So I really enjoy vampire books. I haven't read as many vampire books as I would want to, but I have a lot of them on my lists, my TBR lists, and some of them I already talked about, right? I feel like, so when I was, I think 2nd grade of high school, I read the Twilight series, and I think it just kind of scarred me because after that I didn't want to read anything about vampires. I did not enjoy that series at all. I am so glad for people that did, but to me it was just not good written and I couldn't get past that, and I didn't enjoy it. I didn't care so much for it, but I loved the movies because they were so stupid. Anyway, I just wanted to say a little bit more, but yeah, vampire books, great. If a book is about vampires, it is interested to me. Interested? I'm interested in it. It's not interested in me. Well, maybe some vampire would be interested in me. I hope. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, okay. That's the next one. The 3rd book I found is This World Is Not Yours by Kemi and Giwa, and it will also come out 10th of September 2024. And this one is also horror, but it is sci-fi horror novella, and the sentence for this one is: colonization project on a planet that has the Grey, which attacks invasive organs. I think it should have said organisms. I think I wrote that. But anyway, I just want to say a little bit more, and that is I haven't read sci-fi horror books ever, which is really weird for me because I love horror and I love sci-fi books. So you would think that I would read some of them, but I haven't. But I did watch the whole Love, Death and Robots, yeah, on Netflix. And that series I think would go under category of some of the episodes, at least, of sci-fi horror episodes. So I am well versed in genre and other media, but not in book form. The next book on my list is Vilest Things by Gong. It also comes out 10th of September 2024, and I will not talk about this book because it is a sequel. It is the 2nd in series, and I read earlier this year. I believe it was my first video in which I talked about Chloe Gong's Immortal Longings and how I enjoyed the book and nobody else did, as it seems, but I did. And I'm really excited for the second part, and I need to get my hands on the pretty copy because I have first one in a pretty hardback copy, so now I want a second one as well, so they match, because I don't want them to not match. But yeah, anyway, I'm not gonna be talking about this. The next book on my list is Countess by Suzan Palumbo, and it also comes out 10th of September 2024. This one I wrote down sci-fi novel inspired by Count of Monte Cristo. Now, I bought Count of Monte Cristo I think 2 months ago, and I haven't read it. Of course I haven't read it yet, but I am so interested in this story, and I watched a movie when it came out, the French version of it, this year, like a month ago, with my boyfriend, and we loved the movie. And I think I already talked about loving the movie, but yeah, anyway, I love the story, and I would love to read Count of Monte Cristo before I get to this book. It's going to take a little longer to get to Countess. Next, the book I just put down, so I don't really love romantasy books. I just don't. I read them, but they're not my favorite. But this one has the most beautiful cover ever, and I just had to put it down because I'm really interested in it now. And that is A Dark and Drowning Tide by Allison Saft, and it comes out 17th of September 2024. So for this one I put down a folklorist in search for spring with her academic nemesis, dark forest queer romance. Yeah, you can see the cover, or you already saw the cover on a screen, so I hope understand me. But yeah, I just love the cover of this one, and I really want to read it now, just based on its cover. I really do. So I'm happy. Maybe I will finally like some romantasy book, like really like it. But yeah, that's it. I don't know. I will not say anything else about this one. I think cover speaks for itself. The next one is Such Lovely Skin by Tatiana, Schlote, Bonne. I'm sorry for last name, but it comes out also 17th of September 2024. And for this one also, the cover is magnificent. Like, come on, these covers are just works of art. I want to have them on my walls just by themselves. Like, if there's no book behind it, I would just love this cover on its own on my wall because it's so beautiful. But for this one I put down, a Twitch streamer kills her sister and accidentally invites a demon killer into her life while playing a horror game. So yeah, that's interesting. This year is the first year that I actually read some kind of fantasy that involves gaming, because I know Ready Player One is really popular in that genre, but I had never read it actually. And this year I read Battle of Linguistic Mages and I hated it. I didn't read it, I DNF'd it. And now this one is also a game, introduced in the book, but it's horror game, and it's I don't think it's going to be that big of a part, so I will give it a try. Definitely I'll give it a chance, but I just don't know, maybe I just don't like games in books, like video games introduced in books, but we'll see. The next one that I have is Bitter is the Heart, a novel by Mina, and it also comes out the 17th of September 2024. And for this one I'm a bit confused because I saw that it came out in January. I do not know if this is like reworked book or is it just a new kind of, well, I don't think they would just put a new edition out, but I think it's maybe reworked book because it wasn't good when it came out first, so I do not know. This one I just put an abusive mother haunts her daughter horror, so I haven't read many mother-daughter horror books. I am interested in that one because I cannot live it in real life. I don't want to live it in real life. I love my mom, but anyway, yeah, mother-daughter abusive horror great. The one that I really attracted to. So, great. Graveyard Shift by M.L.Rio, and it comes out 24th of September 2024. And for this one I put 5 people cross paths on a graveyard and find out there is a grave digger. They try to uncover him. Horror mystery novella. I know that M.L.Rio, I believe, put out If We Were Villains, and it was really successful. I didn't read this book, but I think it is on my ebook. This cover has mushrooms on it, it has fungi on it, and it has some weird rat on it. And you know, if it has fungi on it, then I'm in for it. So that's the main reason why I put it. And also I love the neon letters. I don't think they're that neon, but they look neon. So the next book on my list is Model Home by Rivers Solomon, and it comes out 1st of October 2024. And I already read this year book by Rivers Solomon, and it was The Deep, and I think it's going to be one of my favorites of the year, definitely. I want to buy physical copy of it so I can have it and I can borrow it to people, because I just really loved that book. Love her writing style. It is so pretty. It is so, you know, it's like poetic but not like song, but it's so nice to read it. And I fell in love with The Deep, so when I saw that she is putting out a new book, Model Home, I just had to put it on my list. And this one I put down. A black family moves into predominantly white neighborhood and weird things start happening in the house. When siblings become adults, they can get away from it all, but then need to come back for their parents' deaths. Race horror novel. It also talks a little about, well, I think it's going to talk a lot about race, but I know that The Deep also talked about race, but in a different way, because we had these sea creatures in it, but this one is just regular people. But yeah, I cannot wait to get this book, because as I said, I loved her writing and I think she's on the way to become one of my favorite authors if I love this book by her also. So yeah. The next book I have is Coup de Grâce by Sofia Ajram. I probably pronounce everything in that incorrectly, but it also comes out 1st of October 2024. And this one I put down. Viking wants to unalive himself but gets trapped in a subway station horror novel. So yeah, it sounds intriguing, and I just watched Umbrella Academy season 4, and if you watch it, they get trapped, some of the characters get trapped in a subway station. So I was like, oh damn, there's a whole book about that, and I love that part of the series. The next book I have is American Scary by Jeremy Dauber, and that is the only non-fiction book on this list, and it is about why Americans love scary stories so much and from where it comes. This one just sounds interesting because it talks about scary things. So yeah. The next one is The Great One by Alan Moore, and it also comes out 1st of October 2024. Put down book that should not exist, more than one reality, long London adventure. The summary of this book probably interested me the most. It sounded so good. I really hope that the book is as good as the summary of it, and that, you know, I won't be disappointed in it, because now I really want to read it, because there's like more than one reality, and how they start interweaving, God, Anna, how they start coming into one another, and you know, they're interwoven now. So yeah, that is that one. The next book I have is The Night Guest by Hildur, and then last name, because I'm not gonna even try to say that last name. It is coming out 4th of October 2024, and the main character is also called Hildur, and it says Hildur doesn't feel good and nobody thinks it's anything bad, but then she walks 40,000 steps in her sleep. Novel is taking place on Iceland in Reykjavik, so that is what intrigued me the most, and the pink cover is really pink and I loved it. The next one I have is Blood of the Old Kings by Sung-Il Kim, that comes out 8th of October 2024. I saw that this book already came out in 2016. I believe this is like the translated version. I don't think it was translated before this one, so I think that is why it comes out now translated. But it has dragons, it has a revenge plot, and also there was an undead army. I didn't read that many epic fantasy books this year, so this one sounds intriguing. This one sounds like something I would love. It has dragons in it, so yeah, we'll see. The next one is This Cursed House by Del Sandine, and it also comes out 8th of October 2024. And I put down, trying to get away from a ghost and her life, Jamie ends up working for an estranged family. Gothic horror novel. My favorite kind of horror currently is gothic horror, so this book is just right up my alley. Great. Gothic horror, great also. The next book is The Witches of El Paso by Luis Jaramillo. I'm sorry, last name again, sorry. And it also comes out 8th of October 2024. And this one I just put down Witch Family Saga. I love family saga books. I read Pachinko last year and I loved it, and usually I just love talk about family and how it turned out and the beginnings of it and everything, so I'm really interested in having that, but with witches. It sounds really good, so yeah. The next one is Spectacular by Stephanie Garber, and it comes out 22nd of October 2024, and this is just an addition to a series that I read, and the series is Caraval series by Stephanie Garber, of course. I saw that this is like a winter novella kind of type book that will be in the same world and follows the character of Caraval series. The next one is The 13th Child by Erin A. Craig, and it comes out 24th of October 2024. Now, I read almost all books that Erin A. Craig put out except the second book in House of Salt and Sorrows, because I haven't bought it yet. I am really interested in her works and I will pick up everything that she puts out. So this is her next book, and it is a 13th child meant to be a healer, wants to escape her fate and death. And as I gathered from the summary in this book, death is personified, so I like that. I love death being personified, and yeah, I'm really excited for her new book and to pick it up. And it is fantasy YA horror book also. And the last book I have is Don't Let the Forest In by C.G. Drews, and it comes out 29th of October 2024. And this one I put down, fantasy drawings start coming to life and a need to be killed in forest. YA LGBTQ fantasy book. So yeah, call me intrigued by fantasy drawings that turn into monsters. I didn't read this trope. I know there are a lot of works, I know there is a number of works with this kind of thing where, things come to life from drawings, from books, but I haven't read any of them yet, so I'm interested to read my first one, and this sounds good, and it also has a beautiful cover with face scratched out. Alright, that would be all of the books. I blabbered a lot about some not really important things in this video, but I was afraid that it's going to be too short. Now it's not too short anymore. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you will want to pick some of these books up as well. I will try to do these updates every season. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, you can maybe do it, but anyway, however you want. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.